So here are the bookshelf speakers that we're repairing today. Klipsch bookshelves. See if you can see that. It's a RB25. And the front grill comes off very easily. It's just a magnetic grill. We're going to go ahead and remove the woofer right now. So we'll start by just unscrewing all these screws on the front Brazle platen to get this thing taken apart. Got the tweeter here, we're going to go ahead and disconnect that. And then 4 more screws to get the woofer out. You got some nice wires and a nice crossover in this bookshelf speaker. Yep. Interestingly enough, this woofer looks okay. Imagine that. The cone does not look okay. Now the spider looks fine, and the inside looks fine. So there's really no reason why it wouldn't work okay as a speaker. So I think we'll just put it back together and try it out. These are really nice cabinets too. I mean, sure, it's MDF with a vinyl covering, but these gaskets are nice, and it's really solid with lots of glue and lots of bracing. Really decent drivers. And I guess that's a dome tweeter. I thought it was a compression tweeter. I'll have to look up that part number and check. And this front shaped molded plastic piece is really nice too. So we will plug this speaker in and see how it sounds. So here's our project for today. This Klipsch driver is a 6 or 6.5 or 7-inch woofer from Klipsch bookshelf speakers, and both of the woofers, both of these drivers in the left and right side, have broken on the plastic basket. The frame of these speakers is all broken. So I just tested it a minute ago, and it still plays okay. It still sounds somewhat alright, and so I guess I'll just try to fix it and then see how it sounds after I fix it. Mainly I'm going to be just using JB Weld to reattach those parts. I don't normally like laying speakers down on their face, but I've seen enough people do it that I'm not too worried about it. And since this one is already a little broken, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I think that'll give us the best amount of pressure once the JB Weld is in place. Pressure pushing down on all the contact points to hold it together. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we just mixed up some JB Weld. I'm just going to finish stirring it here, and then we'll be ready to apply it. So I just tried to add some JB Weld, a little extra to some of these. I've always felt that if you can add a little bit around the brake to the surrounding material, it can really help reinforce that part. My JB Weld is setting pretty fast. I could have used less hardener and had a little bit more time to play with the JB Weld, but that didn't work out today. And so now we will let it sit. I'll probably let it sit for a few hours and see how it is, but probably a whole day just to make sure that the JB Weld is fully set before I try mounting the speaker. So here's the woofer one day later after repairing it, and it doesn't look too good on the surround. I wonder what caused that. Anyway, it's moving okay, that's alright. And our repair seems to have worked pretty well. I guess I could pull on it just to see the basket flexing a little bit, but the JB Weld is holding tight. So I actually noticed that the stuff I was using set really fast because it's called JB Quick, which sets in 4 or 5 minutes. I guess I missed a spot right there. There's still a crack. I'll have to pay attention to that and see if it gets any worse. It'll look okay. Like I said, the cone moves in and out with no noise whatsoever. So hopefully everything will still be in place, and what we're doing now is try to put that woofer into this bookshelf speaker. The bookshelf has high and low inputs with the crossover inside, and so I took off the metal connectors which connect them so that you can drive just the tweeter or just the woofer now. And so that's what I'm going to do first. Just driving the woofer and seeing how it sounds, seeing how it looks, just moving out. So first I'm going to take this Brazle platen off, and then we'll connect it. So like I said, these speakers are really pretty nice. These back plates are very nicely formed. Just a nice molded plastic piece all around. And even the cabinet is really nice too. So like I said, MDF board with that sort of a foam gasket on top with some good bracing on the inside. Right here. Right there, and I think on the front and the corner there's a corner bracing too, and of course the crossover right there in the middle. So it's a pretty nice piece of work and pretty nice wires. Let's connect the woofer to that crossover. So we'll just take the woofer and turn it around here. Get the leads and connect them. That doesn't look too bad to me. So this woofer sounds okay with that same material being played, and the Klipsch woofer does not sound okay. Sounds a little off. Sounds like there's a little bit of a vibration, but it seems to go away when I push down on the leads in there. And then when I lift up, it's just sort of a staticky sound. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's definitely a little bit of static. And when I push down, it goes away. So there was still a noise coming from this woofer after I glued it back together with JB Weld. I found that when I would push down on this lead and sort of press it against the spider inside there, that the noise mostly went away. It didn't completely go away, but it was almost all gone. And so I used a needle and thread. Just use some black thread to tie that lead to the spider so that it's attached to the spider. Now it's not really going to be a problem. The spider's going to move up and down a bit, but not a whole lot when the woofer moves in and out. And so the lead will just move with the spider. And I put the woofer into the cabinet and played it against the other one, and they both sounded really similar. So originally the tweeter mounted with this piece right there, but probably when the woofer broke off, this broke off too. As you can tell, it's pretty dented. Fine, like I said, it's just for casual listening. I'm just trying to see if I can fix it. And so I'm pretty sure originally this piece and the actual tweeter were mounted together and even glued together. There's sort of an adhesive around the back side of the tweeter to hold it and to seal it, which is fine. I think it won't quite hold it in all the way now. And so what I'm going to do is put this back, and where those 3 screws were, I'm going to add some washers like this. And I believe that will hold the tweeter in place and not fall out. Just like that. Alright, now let's put it all together. I should cut off my thread before I put the woofer in. And we'll go ahead and put these jumpers back on because we want to listen to this speaker with the woofer and tweeter together now instead of just the woofer. The other speaker's already plugged in, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that one in and play some music. So I think they sound pretty good. Good enough for garage speakers or speakers that were $5 a piece.